here is rugby.
It was always a question of we're going to take him home or not, but I let him stay on Iceland partly because I felt I owed Iceland something, especially since I saw that he was becoming so popular. So we left on an Iceland much longer than most foreigners would have done. But we thought we wanted him back before he was still in competition age. And we have, of course, now Vidar from Pressbacka, who has taken over as our #1 stallion on Iceland. And he had over 60 mares last year. So we're quite happy with that. We need the income for the farm also. I was sitting in my house and I saw Thori riding something that looked super, and I took my binoculars and I looked, and then I ran to the car and ran down and said, "What is that?" And he said, "Well, I just got him in for training. He's very promising," and so on. I said, "Yes, he looks very promising. I want to buy him, but he's not for sale." But after 3 days, he was mine. I thought he would just be a competition horse. I mean, I thought that people had enough of Otur, with Orri being so popular, but that's not the way Icelanders think. Which I think that's part why the reason why there's such enormous amount of good horses coming all the time, because Icelanders are much more flexible. They go after their heart and they say, "This is a good horse. We need him. I don't care if he's a half brother to Orri, So and I'm happy they thought that way. So it's going to be exciting now for Landsmot to see what happens with his offspring. Last day's storm.
This is the
yeah, we were thinking of taking it down anyway, so now nature helped us.
Yep.
Where are the stallions? They are hiding behind there. We have to go there. We do as one does on Iceland. We let young and old stallions go together, which people here in Sweden think is totally ridiculous. I've even had a few years ago people came here just to see that it was a lie and a myth. Obviously it was not. They couldn't understand how you could put stallions that had actually been out with mares and so on and put them together in October, November. So, but it works very well. We haven't had any injuries on that. No.
No big ones.
No. I think the mares can be just as bad, hitting on each other for hours.
So what do you do about this moldvörpur?
We can't do very much about it at all. It's
is it not possible to get rid of them?
No.
Not really.
No. We can just hope that they want to move somewhere else.
So far they're not digging up the track, so.
No. And actually it's not a big problem. We're much more afraid that wild boars would come. We had some last year, but they never, because they can just totally demolish everything in the night. They've done so just a number of golf courses here.
That's not nice.
Huh? She's crazy.
Jag vill inte ha med henne här inne.
Nej. It's just a puppy.
Yeah. Here we have all of your stallions, right?
Well, most of them. I mean, you saw we have Kåpa, we have those we're still riding, of course, in the stable. But here are some grown-ups and some young ones. The chief here is which I think we have just ahead of us there, who is an elite horse with many good offsprings, especially on Iceland, actually.
Yeah.
Many. And we've had him for a long time. Wonderful horse.
Yeah. He
And
was one one of your first, maybe?
Well, he was our first real good stallion, absolutely. We were lucky of finding him. We bought him for, instead of a horse that died, then a horse of Freya Hilmarsson.
Yeah, he was a good breed horse.
He was, but he
Yeah.
died much too early. He died getting entangled in a fence, which I think is one of the most common causes of injury. I mean, serious injuries.
Or ditches.
It was rolling close to that.
Yes, I got it.
Accidents do happen.
Well, the thing is, if there's electricity, we've had one horse here also that died of that. You know, when it comes into the blood and apparently the pulse of the electricity makes their heart stop.
Just give up.
Yeah, so we're lucky with the nice little weather today.
Yeah, it's no storm today at least.
And this is a lake that we built 2 years ago. It was just a marsh. Terrible, nobody wanted to go here. There's a sauna over there, and we have crayfish in here. So yes, here's Jan. Well, it's been a rather. I mean, last year at this time we had snowstorms. This year, still rather green.
Yeah, with the wolves.
With they don't care. Before I was a little worried that if they stepped into this that they could, but apparently they don't go through the roofs. So we've never had any injury with that. So
This is the undiscussed king of the pile.
How old is he?
He's 20 now.
Yeah, and he's the leader of the...
He's the leader of the pack.
Yeah.
When we let down 2 new stallions just the other day, all of them were sweating, but not him.
No.
He was just looking at them saying,
Hmm.
it's like the godfather.
yeah, they don't challenge him.
No.
But of course we're very observant the day they feel maybe that he is old and they want to challenge him, because then he won't have a chance. But now he's just with his wisdom
Yeah.
leading the rest.
Yeah.
And,
I
he's still in good shape,
Yeah.
but we're not really riding him.
No.
I haven't ridden him for a long time.
I have a few others for that.
A few others, yes.
Well, you have another 20-year-old, Breyer,
Yeah.
Allenbach.
Yeah.
He's 1 year younger, right?
He's the same.
They're the same age.
Yeah. He's a stallion as well.
No,
No, he's a girl.
I almost said he never was.
No.
Of course he was when he was born.
All of them were.
So no, I mean Alexandra, you were doing quite well in the Swedish Championships, both in Slaktamatult, in the real one, and now in the guiding academy. You were up there with the others.
I was.
Yes. The 2 Icelandic champions had you as number 2, right?
Yes, number 1 and number 2, I think. Yeah. No, Breyer did a good job. He loves being if the competition the goal is to run fast, he will definitely try to win it. So he likes that.
What else do we have here?
Well, let's see. Should we go down a little bit and see what we have here? Some youngsters. Oh, sorry. Well, that's just a fat gelding over there. We don't have to look at him very much. It's just down here. And there is a son of Jan, the Palomino, and one of our newer breeding mares that is after a stallion we have here, Line from Blessestøen. So it's a grandson of him. He turns 3 next year. Yes. So he's 2 right now. So next fall we start with him. This is really nice having all this grass. We don't need to give hay for quite a while. It's always nice. Yes, you have been lucky. So we have a few here. That's over there is of the Palomino. Is also one of the older guys here. Linus from Lesestølen. He's born in '94, I think. When they get older, you seem to forget the year they were born. They kind of stop at 10 and then they don't remember.
Like with us.
Yeah, exactly. exactly.
Start to forget.
Yeah. And he's also been nice competition horse for a few of us. Both my father and me and my little sister Philippa have all competed on him. And
how is it for the breeding here? Do you get many mares from other people, or?
Yes, of course we do. Let's say yacht, for instance, has been used very little. It's a large country, and people are either lazy or have a tendency to go to the best stallion they can find in the vicinity. They do not like to take their mares and go on a 6 or 8 hour trip to a stallion of their real choice. So I think I'm not alone when saying it's almost a scandal that yacht hasn't been used more. He's had maybe 10, 15 at the most.
Is he still making foals?
Yes.
So people still have a chance to.
Yes, absolutely, they have a chance to that, and of course, but Rökvi has more or less taken over his role in that sense.
Yeah.
So, but it's a shame, and we're thinking about how to do that with insemination. Interesting is, of course, that we see, not we, but the problem with frozen sperm has hopefully been solved. I don't know if you're aware that Icelandic horses has had a tendency of producing good sperm, quality-wise, but then when you freeze it with the solution that you use, it hasn't been able to use it. It's been totally worthless. So Alexander went down to Flyinge with Rökvi, and this fantastic veterinarian didn't accept the fact. I'm oldest. And anyway, she just didn't give up, and she searched over the globe to find the right solution. And am I describing correctly?
Yeah, but pretty much, yes. She found a colleague in Holland that had a good way to do things. So then we came out with a very high percentage of frozen semen. So
And
so we have a collection now over there, and we're just seeing.
But she was the first one who solved this. So I can see that there is a possibility of a discussion on Iceland about this, because suddenly somebody said that we can export sperm. Do we want that, and so on? I said, well, why do you think that way? Maybe there are some people who would like to use Rökvi. They missed out on him, or they have a good offspring after Rökvi and want another one. So it's a thing that can go both ways, and I think it will initially have if this is used. I mean, it is expensive with the frozen sperm, and it is not easy, but still the real breeders and the people who are much more knowledgeable about this than I am say this could be an absolute fantastic thing for breeding, because there are so many good stallions all over our Icelandic horse world, on the continent and on Iceland, and to be able to interchange these. Maybe you don't have to take the best foreign-owned stallions away from Iceland. They can stay there. Well, there are lots of possibilities, and we'll see if there will be in the discussion.
This is of course very common in all other horse breeds to use this. Probably many cases the only way is spermination and this. So.
Of course, the most popular horses of other breeds, they get far over 100, 150, 200 offsprings. It's not common, but it happens. That is of course not possible without
No.
using fresh sperm then, of course, semen.
And then it's the discussion if it's what we like also to you always have the discussion that we want the breed to be so pure. So
Exactly, and I think people will just have to open their eyes to not use the stallion next door, and more, really try to find the stallion you want to use for your mare.
Yes, exactly.
And that is then easier if they're and with the frozen sperm you don't have to isolate the stallion from the season, which you have to do if it's fresh sperm.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of rules and regulations, and it becomes complicated when you want to take out the stallion and compete him at the same time. There are a certain amount of days they have to be, and there are new tests and so on. So I mean, it's definitely possible, but it becomes more complicated. Absolutely. Yep.
Okay.
This is a son of Jarl and Sula from Holi. His name is Kjarkur. He's 4 years old, and he's just taking a pause in training right now. And he's he thinks he's a big guy right now. He's got a few scrapes on him, I can see from the other day. But they're still stallions, so they play. Hi, Kjarkur.
The peculiarity is that very many of Jarl's offspring here on the continent have blue eyes, and hardly any on Iceland.
So I have my hopes up for this guy. I'm hoping to show him this spring. We'll see. And let's see, what else do we have here? This is son of Ögri, Akranesi, and a Jart daughter that we have here, Freydis fra Glæsibæ. He's not the prettiest one, but he can lift his legs. So I'm hoping he's going to be a good competition stallion. That's my hope. And this is also a son of Jarl. His name is Kolfinnur, which is kind of a funny name for a chestnut maybe, but both his grandfather's name is Kolfinnur. Kolfinnur for Kjarnholtum on one side, and then Kolfinnur for Queerholi on the other. So just honorary Kolfinnur. We'll see what this guy can be. He's going to be 3 next fall.
He's big.
Yeah. They're all kind of big. Something in the grass here, I think. And they all look big next to me anyways. So it's going to be kind of fun. This is a Rökkvi grandson. After a mare we've taken in home from Iceland. So and Oscar from Blissastöðum.
Okay.
So not the prettiest either, but he looks nice. So.
Yeah.
Movement is interesting. And this stallion there is not ours. He's after Runar, one of Magnus Gulason's top stallions. So he's
Is
just
it
here as a
Magnus?
guest.
Is it Maggie's?
No, it's not. No. But he's here as a guest. So he's getting into most trouble here right now.
Okay.
Let's see here, back away. And this is after Dökkvi from Úsvelli.
Yeah.
And the same mother as the